Israel says it has sent additional troops into northern Gaza, stepping up its operations as delegations in Qatar discuss a 60-day ceasefire proposal. The Israeli military has also been carrying out airstrikes on targets across the territory, with Gaza health officials saying more than 100 people have been killed in the past 24 hours, including 10 members of the same family. The humanitarian situation is dire, with many Gazans displaced and the entry of basic supplies severely limited since the previous ceasefire collapsed back in March. Hamas says it has agreed to release 10 hostages under the terms of a ceasefire currently under negotiation. It's believed 20 of the people the group is still holding are still alive. Hostage families say Israel should be aiming to get all the remaining hostages out. But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is unwilling to do that if it means Hamas remains in power.
We focused on efforts to free our captives. We're not letting up for a moment. And this is possible thanks to the military pressure exerted by our heroic soldiers. Unfortunately, this effort comes at a painful price for us, with the loss of our best and brightest. But we're determined to achieve all of our goals: the release of all of our captives, both living and dead, the elimination of Hamas's military and governing capabilities, and thereby ensuring that Gaza no longer poses a threat to Israel.
Well, joining me in the studio now is Liran Berman. He's the brother of two 27-year-old twins, Gali and Ziv Berman, who are being held hostage in Gaza. Liran, it's good to have you in the studio. Before we get into all the specifics about the hostage situation, maybe if you could tell us about your siblings. What happened to your siblings on October 7th, 2023?
Okay, so we all woke up at 6:29 in the morning. They all live in Kibbutz Kfar Aza, my entire family. I'm the only one who left Kfar Aza about 13 years ago. I lived in the north of Israel. And as the attack started, we contacted each other because we are used to the rockets from Gaza. Sadly, we are used to the rockets from Gaza. But we felt that it was something bigger.
You did?
We felt around 7:15, we saw on the news the pickup truck of terrorists in the city of Sderot, which is 7 minutes drive from Kfar Aza. So we contacted each other. I contacted my family. I contacted Gali and Ziv. I contacted my parents, my mother, and my other brother. And then at 9:30 and 10 in the morning, we lost connection with Gali and Ziv. Very early morning. And until my parents was rescued, and Didan, my other brother, was rescued, we didn't know anything about Gali and Ziv. Actually, we didn't know anything about Gali and Ziv until the 11th day, after October 7th. Okay. Only 11th day.
Okay. So they were kidnapped.
Yeah.
And you and I were speaking now at a time when there is renewed talk of a possible ceasefire and a hostage release deal. I mean, what have you been told about the possibility that this time will be the time?
Most of my information is from the media, from the news. We hadn't had direct talk with the negotiator, with the Israeli team. But from what we are hearing, it is close. It is in a critical moment. I think a lot of dominoes fall in the right direction with the fall of Hezbollah, and then the death of Sinwar, and then Sinwar Jr., and then the 12-day war with Iran, which Iran took tremendous hits. And now Hamas is most isolated that it was until before October 7.
And so, the possibility of your siblings being on the list, because for our audience to understand, there's been a list of hostages that were being released, and then a list of those who were being left behind maybe for the next release. Are you confident, though, that your siblings will be on the next list?
No, I'm not confident at all. It is a partial deal. Out of the 50, right now we are talking about 10 alive hostages with 18 deceased hostages in the first phase.
What's the process of deciding who?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. You haven't been told?
No. No one told us. I hope that my brothers are there. The only thing that we know is that there are 4 alive fathers still in captivity.
Okay.
And we think it's a process that we have in our mind, that they are the first four fathers. They are
The fathers, yeah.
They will be the first to go. Other than that, we have no idea.
And because your brothers are relatively young, maybe then that they'll be some of the last. That probably is what.
They are in the middle of the age groups. They are younger than them. More than half are younger than them.
Mm-hmm.
But they are just in the middle of the age group. If you take out the forefathers, then they are upper on the list. But this is what we are telling ourselves. We have no idea who is making the list.
You know, we've spoken with other relatives of other hostages who are still in Gaza, and we've been told repeatedly that they've been told nothing by the government, or that the government has not satisfactorily kept them informed. What do you say? What's been your experience?
Sadly, we are getting most of our news from social media, if it's Telegram or X. This is the world we are living in right now, that social media is the fastest way of transforming information. When there is accurate and precise thing to pass to us, then we get it from the government. Mm-hmm. But it's always second news because we are getting it from Telegram or social media or X. But when it's concrete and right and the right moment, then we get it from our government.
Are you getting enough? Are you satisfied with what the government's doing?
Of course not. We wish it was much more.
But I mean, I'm trying to imagine what you've been going through, and I mean, how do you keep things together when you're not, you don't feel like the government's giving you the information that you need, and you feel like you have to rely on something like social media, because social media is a minefield. I mean, I'm sure you know. I mean, how do you keep yourself together?
It's not easy, but sadly, this is our life right now. This is what we're doing, and we know how to mine the correct information and cross it with connection that we have. Mm-hmm. But it is difficult. It is very difficult. But look, we are on a mission. I can't see right. I can't see left. I can't hear rumors. I'm looking straight forward, and I'm in a tunnel vision until I see my brothers.
I understand the last known sign of life in your brothers came through other released hostages. What did that moment mean to you?
It was tremendous. It was amazing that the first sign of life was in the first deal in November 2023. Mm-hmm. Then for more than a year, we fought with a belief that they are still alive. And then,
is that why you have the pendant here?
Yeah,
the two?
Pin, the 2 pins of my 2 brothers. Mm-hmm. It's usually 1 pin. I win with 2 brothers there. So I fought with a belief. Then in January, February, when the release just came back in the second deal, we fought with knowledge that they are still alive, they are still surviving there, and they are doing their parts, and I need to do my parts to bring them back. You
were telling me before we came on the air here that your brothers' names, Gali and Ziv, the Gali means my wave, and Ziv means light. So like my waves of light. Where does your light come from? Does it come from your brothers? Do you think they know that you're holding out for them?
I hope so. We heard from released hostages that they saw the news and they heard the radio, and some of them saw their loved ones talking about them in the rallies or in the news. So yeah, I hope that Gali and Ziv saw me, and my light is their light. Their light will be. So,
you've been quoted as saying that hope dies last.
It is.
Yeah? Do you still feel that way?
Hope dies last, of course. I'm not privileged enough to be pessimist. I'm not privileged enough because my brother need me. I am their voice. I advocate for them everywhere. And hope will die last. Yeah.
Liran Berman, we wish you and your brothers all the best, and we hope that the news that you do get, the next bit of news will be the best news that you can get.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.